Ovia has apps for fertility, pregnancy, and parenting monitoring. So they're period and pregnancy tracking apps that women can use to log their daily progress. If they're trying to conceive or if they're not trying to conceive, they can monitor all sorts of health data about themselves. There's a number of these apps out there like Glow and Clue and Flow that offer this very sort of fun and friendly way for women to go in every day and sort of measure their progress. Ovia is unique in that when women offer up lots of information about themselves into these apps, they also form these partnerships with employers and health insurers. So women who work at these specific companies, as they log their data, that data is actually sent to their boss. And so the boss can sort of see in an aggregate form how many of their employees are pregnant at any given time, how many are facing high-risk pregnancies or have struggled with infertility. For the women who have given birth, it will say how quickly they intend to return to work. All of this information that's super sensitive, and for many women is something that they're not very comfortable sharing with anybody, let alone their boss. Data is power, and for an employer who is self-insured, pays all of their medical costs, it can be very expensive for them when a woman has a, quote-unquote high-risk pregnancy. So for the company's interest, they want to know as much about their female workforce as possible. But from the women's side, they may not want to share that with their boss, and they have the right not to share that with their boss. It's all blurring the lines between how we think about this really private, sensitive health information, and it's allowing these companies free rein over data that women used to keep to themselves or keep to their doctors. I think we need to start thinking about Fitbits and health tracking apps because there are health privacy laws in this country that govern how hospitals and insurers share our data, stuff like HIPAA. But a lot of these apps are not covered by HIPAA, and so they can trade this data quite freely. Tracking yourself may not be something that you're worried about. Maybe you're feeling like, what do I have to hide? And a lot of people are like that. Millions of people use period and pregnancy tracking apps. But there's also a value to keeping sensitive data to yourself if you want that. Don't put anything out there that you're not comfortable seeing on the front page of the newspaper, we have to understand that once that data is out there on the internet, it's not ours anymore, and there's no putting the genie back in the bottle. If only it were so easy that we could read the privacy policies and understand how this data is being used, I would suggest that. But the companies don't always make these that easy to understand, and these policies are kind of vague. They don't always line up that your data is going to be used to target advertising to you or going to be used to affect your health insurance down the road. So I think it's just smart to be careful about the stuff we put on social media and the stuff we put into these tracking apps. It's not just a relationship between you and your phone when you're tossing this data in. This data gains a life of itself.